I am waiting to get our brothers, our sisters, my family to be here, and definitely I am so happy today. My voice is very low, and I will use that voice in the simplest way possible to bring glory to God and to encourage me, to encourage you, to encourage each other, so that we can be able to get a lot of things said today. And I want to start by saying Happy Father's Day to you all. I'm just setting imitambo to pole pole with my low voice, and I'm waiting for you so that we can join. I know I was supposed to start at 11 and we have only 10 minutes, but I will go very quick for the Father's Day, and I will be very happy. So if you are there or you have a father that you would like to listen to this, please can you forward this to fathers, because today I am going to deal with the fathers, all the men out there. We have something that we can encourage ourselves with today. It's live and it is ready for us. So get ready so that we can discuss this. Let me continue with that song a little bit. All the fathers to come close, because today I'm actually dealing with what we call the silent burden, and please bear with me. My voice might be low, and this is mainly on the men that are immigrant. It doesn't matter which country you are an immigrant. Probably you are in Canada, you are in Bahrain, you are in Dubai, you are somewhere, you are a diaspora man, you are an immigrant, and probably it so happened that you moved with your family, or maybe you are still having your family back in the country that you come from. It doesn't have to be that you are from Kenya. And therefore, my brothers, I want to start by saying Happy Father's Day, regardless of your situation and wherever you are listening from, in the streets of Nairobi, the streets of Dallas, wherever you are listening from, and wherever you are tuning in from. I want to say, my brothers, that today I stand or I come before you not because I am a politician. I am not a politician. I am not an expert, and I am not a scholar. I say I'm not a scholar because, well, I have studied and I've learned some things. I have a degree in psychology, yes, and maybe more to come. But that's not that I'm standing here or speaking to us as men because of that reason. I stand before you as a fellow traveler in this life, a man who left one land and carrying a dream in his heart. A dream of what we always call the dream of America. I carried it in the heart and the hope in my hands. I crossed oceans believing that America would reward sacrifice, hard work, and also perseverance. I'm a man who believed that if he worked so hard enough and loved deeply, and sacrificed long enough, his family would flourish. And many of us came to this land or to other places outside the country with that kind of a dream. Because we left our villages, we left our cities, and we left our languages. We left even our parents. And we left our brothers and sisters. We left everything that's familiar because we believed that on the other side, there will be an opportunity. We thought that those opportunities would be better for us. So we believed in what they always call the American dream. And so many of us, that dream has actually come true. Sure enough, we have bought homes, we have earned degrees, we have raised children, we have paid taxes, we contributed to our communities in different ways, and some of us very significant ways. So we also became Americans or citizens of other countries, yet many immigrant men carry a pain that is rarely discussed. I don't know if you have a friend who is in America or other places. We have a silent burden, a hidden struggle that goes within us unnoticed, a wound that cannot be easily seen by anyone. And today, I want to speak for them because sometimes they do not, or men may not be able to speak those words because, like I say, it is a silent battle. Today I want to speak for those men. And I'm not speaking with the goal of creating a division, not to create resentment in anybody, but to give a voice to those who suffer in silence. Because let's face it, because silence has become the prison of too many immigrant fathers who move from the countries of birth and come to these other countries. And the Father's Day is a good day to break that kind of a silence. And so, my brothers, humbly, I want to say that one of the greatest shocks many immigrant men experience is the loss of identity. When some of us, I was talking to a friend of mine who was a doctor in Kenya, but when he came over here, he was doing a supermarket job when he came here. And so you realize that back home, many of us, they knew exactly who we were. We were providers, we were protectors, we were problem solvers. We were, some of us, community leaders, family leaders. People sought our advice. People respected our voice. But then it happens that we come to America and suddenly those degrees that we earned in our countries, they meant less. Our experience meant less, and our accent became a disadvantage to us. And you realize that even our professional standing disappeared. A man who was once respected may find himself doing those chores, like I told you about that, my friend who was a doctor in Kenya, and he came here. He started selling in a supermarket. He was a cashier, or even putting things in the shelves. So a man comes and finds himself doing the food delivery, the DoorDash, Uber Eats, and also some of them are doing the truck driving, working night shifts, taking jobs far below our qualification. Thank you for all of you saying Happy Father's Day. Thank you. I see you, Zippy. I see you, Mary, Karemi. I see you. Thank you so much for those Father's Day wishes. And so, when people take these jobs, it doesn't mean that they lack the qualifications. No, they don't. It's not because they lack the ability. No, it's not that reason. But because it's like starting all over again in your life, because you moved from your country and you're coming to a country where you know nobody, you don't have a job, and you gotta start all over again. And this is very hard. Let's say it is the reality. It is very hard. So many immigrant men, they swallow this pain, and you call it a pride. They swallow it quietly, and they wake up before sunrise, and they work, they go to work until the night finds them at work. And then when they do all that, they send the money home to the family, hopefully that they will pay bills, and they also have bills here. They smile for their children, and they cry where nobody can see them. And the world sees a man that they will call, this man is a hard-working man. And so, the man feels himself like he is disappearing. And that pain today deserves the acknowledgement. So my brothers, and those who can share this, I want to say that there is also another challenge that I realize that we face in this diaspora. And the challenge is the challenge of isolation, isolated from your people. Back home, if a marriage was struggling, there were elders, there were uncles, there were church leaders, and there were family members who would come and help. There were people who could intervene before problems became disaster. But here in America, many immigrants, men, they all stand alone when things go wrong. The parents are thousands of miles away, and the men are completely alone. The brothers are thousands of miles away. The cousins are thousands of miles away. The community that once surrounded us was vanished. So when conflict enters the home, there is often nobody to help carry the burden. The immigrant man frequently becomes an island by himself. Welcome, Kamala. So you become an island, but yet you are surrounded by people. I have told you that I woke up not feeling very well, so today is going to be low. And we thank God for that, because we're still going to have our fellowship. So the man finds himself alone, because although we are surrounded by other people, we say we go to parties, we have other people, but you find that loneliness is one of the most dangerous enemies a man can face. It kills hope, that loneliness. It kills purpose. Loneliness kills confidence, and loneliness, it will kill dreams. And so, my brothers, there is another pain yet that I would like to discuss with you. Like I said, today is just a discussion. We are looking into some things. And this situation, or this pain that men face in this land, is a fear. You may ask, what kind of fear? Men in the diaspora, they have a fear of They have a lot of fear that is inside their home where they live. And not necessarily that they are gonna have or experience of violence in their home. No, one of the situation is that they fear losing everything they have worked for. They fear of losing access to their children. They fear losing their home that they only have sweat to find. And they also fear the fact that they may lose a financial stability. There is a fear of misunderstanding as well, and fear of the systems that they do not fully understand. Now imagine if you go to a land that you don't know and they say they have the rules and you don't understand them. So you walk in fear. So many of the immigrant men, they feel that one accusation, one misunderstanding, and one conflict could completely change their lives. And so I would like to say that whether those fears are really justified or not, the fear itself is actually there, it is real. And the fear will always change a man. Because what happens with a fearful man, he becomes silent. A fearful man stops expressing himself. A fearful man begins walking on eggshells. At least feels like everything is doing has to walk on eggshells. A fearful man will lose confidence, and eventually he will begin to lose himself. And if you are a brother, a man, a father that you're listening to me, there is another reality that I find here, and I would like to even point it out. It is the situation that we have changing roles within immigrant families. How do those roles change? Many of us are encouraged, many of us when we come here, we encourage our wives to pursue education, and we are thinking in our minds that that will help us. So that now when we work overtime, we sacrifice, we pay tuition, and we care for children. We believe that when a spouse rises, the entire family will rise, and they will also help the man in this country to rise. And many families have actually benefited tremendously from that kind of a partnership. Unfortunately, some of the men in this country, they have experienced something totally different. They feel that their sacrifices were forgotten. They feel that the years they spent building the foundation are being overlooked. They feel that once success arrives, appreciation disappears. I was discussing with another guy, and he paid the school fees for the wife all through. And the wife got the money and took off because she asked the money. And so it feels for some of the men that success, when arrives, then appreciation will disappear. And I want to say this: if this perception may be, whether it is true, it is always accurate. That fear is there. But think about it, even if it is not accurate about the fear, this really is not the point that I want to talk about. The point that I have is that many men genuinely, they feel that they are invisible. And you realize that recently we had a gentleman do something that was not good. And that invisibility, it creates bitterness. And when such kind of bitterness grows, anger comes in, and despair also walks in, and eventually this grows into hopelessness for the man. And so, brothers, I've met immigrant men who whisper words that each one of us should be concerned. I have met men here in this diaspora who say that I wish I had never come to America. And another man told me that I was happier back home. And another one also said that I have money now, but no peace. I say I have a house, but I have no joy. I have success, but I don't have a purpose. So you find that the men in the diaspora, they lack that purpose. And think about that. A man being in that category and thinking about that. If a man achieves what he once dreamed of, yet he's still feeling defeated. Everybody thinks, oh, you have money, then you are happy. And then that's why you realize some people will tell you for sure that money does not equal happiness. Thank you, Penina. Thank you, Mary Muniva. Emily Mukoya, I see you. Thank you. So money does not equal happiness. And so what I would say to our brothers, yet that feeling of defeat is not an economic problem. It is a spiritual crisis. It's an emotional crisis. It's a crisis of identity. And we must talk about it. If we had a group of men, that would be the talk that we need to talk. And so, my brothers, I'm not here to speak about despair. So if anybody thinks I am speaking about despair, please don't. I'm not preaching despair. I am actually, on the contrary, thinking about to show us, karibu sana Mase Mgejo, so much to our brothers, speaking about the hope. Because hopelessness is not our destiny or even our identity. If you know very well, we come from Africa. We are sons of survivors. We are sons of survivors because we are descendants of people who endured droughts. We endured droughts. We endured wars. We endured colonialism. Thank you, my sister. I see you there. We endured poverty. We came here and we endured discrimination. And we endured hardships of all kinds. And this is true for every man. Because now strength runs through our blood. And resilience runs through our history. Faith runs our story. So we did not come this far so that we can think that we need to surrender. No, that's not the moment. It's not the time to surrender. We did not cross the oceans to lose ourselves. We did not build families to abandon them. We did not. We did not become fathers to walk away from our responsibilities. No, that is not what we did. And so if you're a man, a brother listening to me, a husband, a father, a leader, we must think about this, that we must rise. When we rise, we're not rising in anger. We're gonna rise with dignity. We will not rise in bitterness because it causes a lot of damage. But may God give us wisdom that we rise in wisdom. We're not gonna rise in hatred, but in strength. The answer is not to fight women. Oh, no. The answer is not even to blame them. The answer is to rebuild men who are broken. To rebuild the fathers. To rebuild confidence. And to rebuild a purpose in men. To rebuild our communities. And to rebuild brotherhood, even in this diaspora that we are in. And therefore, I end a call for men, asking the men that we need men helping other men. We need fathers encouraging other fathers. And we need immigrant communities creating support networks. We need mentorship. We need counseling. We need accountability. We need spiritual strength. And we need emotional health. Yes, we do need, because a broken father cannot fully lead his family. And a healed father becomes a blessing, not just to his family, but to generations. So, my brothers, this Father's Day, I want you all to remember this. Your worth is not determined by your paycheck. Your worth is not determined by that court order, not at all. And your worth is not determined by public opinion. Your worth, it is surely determined by your immigration. It's actually not determined by your immigration status. And not even a title, because some of us will come like, I'm a doctor, I am a professor, I am, oh, that's not what determines your worth. But it is determined by your character. Even the other part that determines your worth is your integrity. What determines your worth is your courage, your commitment to your children, by your willingness to keep standing when life tries to knock you down. Man, you got to stand, because that's your worth. Because in this America, we may get tested. Marriage may even test us. Life may test us. But we will not surrender our dignity. We will stand tall. We will not surrender our purpose. We will not surrender our hope. We will not surrender our children. We will not surrender our future. Because the immigrant father's story is not finished. The immigrant father's voice is not silenced. The immigrant father's dream is not dead. It is still alive. Alive in every sacrifice an immigrant father does. Alive in every prayer that we make. Alive in every child who carries our name. It's alive in every father who refuses to quit. So, I'm asking brothers and sisters this Father's Day that you stand tall, walk forward, hold your head high like we say in the military. And remember, you came too far to turn back now. And this is my prayer today. May God strengthen every father. May God heal every wound in your heart, in every father's heart. May God restore every broken dream. And may God bless the immigrant fathers who continue to carry their families, their faith, and their future on their shoulders. Thank you so much, and happy Father's Day. I'll cut that so we can quickly start our fellowship right away. So, usibaduke, we are starting our fellowship, okay? Please, I'm gonna cut this and then we will get back. So please click to get back again right away.